It was truly beyond all expectations. The first time Xiao met the Tuoshe ancient emperor happened under such circumstances. Continuing from before, as Xiao voice fell, a dazzling flame rune suddenly appeared between his brows. Immediately, a streak of white light flew out from his body and expanded high into the sky. What finally appeared was a vast 100,000 Zhang heavenly flame plaza. After Xiao fused it with other flames, it had become even more powerful than the original heavenly flame plaza. The 36 gigantic stone pillars standing upon it instantly ignited, each erupting with refined flames. Ha! What an impressive display! On the heavenly flame plaza, dozens of flame spirits stared at the 5,000 flame spirits on the golden disc opposite them. Among them, the void-swallowing flame spoke in shock. Even the purifying demonic lotus flame was startled by the opposing formation. Isn't this flame spirit ancestor going a bit too far? This number, he's completely insane. The bone-chilling flame couldn't help but curse. Facing 5,000 flame spirits, the flame spirits on Xiao side were clearly caught off guard. However, at that moment, Xiao commanding shout rang out. Fusion Flame Eternal Ruler. As his voice fell, all the flame spirits surged up from the stone pillars, ultimately forming an ancient ruler roughly 100 zhang in size. Seeing this, the flame spirit ancestor made the first move. A brilliant flame wheel, condensed from the power of 5,000 flame spirits, pierced through space and appeared near Xiao. At the same time, Xiao low voice sounded, "Destruction, Eternal Ruler, go!" Just as the terrifying flame wheel and the eternal ruler were about to collide, Xiao suddenly saw the flame spirit ancestor forming complex hand seals. A vast power surged forth, tearing open a spatial rift tens of thousands of zhang wide behind him. Within the rift, a gigantic destruction body slowly emerged. Xiao expression immediately grew solemn. He hadn't expected, before the second move had even fully landed, the flame spirit ancestor had already begun executing the third. Huh! I never said I would let you take them one move at a time. The flame spirit ancestor sneered while continuing his hand seals. At the instant, the flame wheel and the eternal ruler collided in a devastating clash. A destruction dharma body burst forth from the rift. It was a flaming deity wielding a spear, like a god of destruction emerging from hell. As soon as it appeared, the flame spirit ancestor unleashed it without hesitation. At the same time, the collision between the flame wheel and the ruler exploded, engulfing heaven and earth in destructive energy. Within that devastated region, a 10,000 zhang flame god spear pierced through. This was the flame spirit ancestor's third strike. Condensed from all his power, summon of 10,000 flames, all flames return. Facing the incoming spear, Xiao reacted instantly. He recalled the 36 flames from the heavenly flame plaza back into his body. What surged forth next was the dazzling Emperor Flame. What Xiao activated was a body technique based on Emperor Flame, one of the most destructive techniques he possessed. Destruction Emperor Flame Body. He stepped across space, appearing directly before the Flame God Spear, and punched forward. A direct head-on clash. In just an instant, a second destructive collision erupted. On one side, the combined destructive power of the flame wheel and the eternal ruler. On the other, the confrontation between the destruction Emperor Flame Body and the Flame God Spear. Xiao threw another punch, forcing the spear to halt mid-air. Using the recoil, he retreated tens of thousands of zhang. What an unexpected junior! To block my 3 full-power attacks in succession. The flame spirit ancestor was greatly astonished. Then he muttered, "Old fellow, it seems we'll have to act together." Hearing this, Xiao was slightly stunned. Clearly the ancestor wasn't speaking to him. Could it be? He immediately fixed his gaze around the flame spirit ancestor. Then, a white-robed figure seated cross-legged slowly appeared. Tuoshe Ancient Emperor. Shock filled Xiao face. Although he had come to meet Tuoshe, his appearance at this moment meant one thing. He would participate in the fourth move. Huh, so you are Xiaoyan, quite an unexpected little fellow, Tuoshe Ancient Emperor said as he looked at him. But as his words faded, his figure gradually distorted, soon enveloped in a brilliant familiar light. That was the true form of the Emperor Flame. The Emperor Flame coiled around the Flame Spirit Ancestor, and a flame rune similar to Xiaoyan's appeared on the Ancestor's forehead. The Emperor Flame was now under his control. Seeing this, Xiaoyan's expression darkened. The Flame Spirit Ancestor was already a heaven supreme. Now with the addition of Emperor Flame, their combined power reached the peak of that realm. Resisting such strength was nearly impossible. However, Xiaoyan had already prepared. He slowly closed his eyes, his voice echoing deep within his soul. "Senior Taishu Sacred Flame, please lend me your strength." A faint chuckle echoed in his mind. "So you finally need my power. But let me ask, my ranking on the 100 million flame rankings already shows the gap between me and the Flame Spirit Ancestor. How do you intend to make up the remaining difference?" Xiaoyan replied calmly, "I have my own method." Hearing this, the Taishu Sacred Flame said no more. A vast new surge of flame power flooded Xiaoyan's body. With the addition of the Taishu Sacred Flame, his strength instantly rose to the mid-stage Heaven Supreme. Meanwhile, in front of the Flame Spirit Ancestor, a dazzling 100 flame phoenix condensed. A phoenix of pure destruction, one that even the heavens would fear. Xiaoyan also completed his preparations. The Emperor Flame surged out from his body like a raging tide, forming a vast sea of Emperor Flame around him. Countless destruction fire lotuses formed, each dozens of zhang in size. Under Xiaoyan's control, they rapidly fused together. Finally, a gigantic 100 zhang destruction Emperor Lotus was born. "Go!" A low shout rang out simultaneously from Xiaoyan and the Flame Spirit Ancestor. The Emperor Flame Phoenix and the Destruction Emperor Lotus shot forward, triggering a world-shaking clash. However, hidden within the blinding light caused by the collision, the Flame Spirit Ancestor failed to notice Xiaoyan had once again changed his hand seals. A whisper escaped his lips. "Assimilation of 10,000 flames. Emperor Flame Devouring. Do you know just how arrogant Xiaoyan is?" When the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor brought out all the clan's flames for him to choose from, he actually set his sights on the clan's supreme sacred flame. Xiaoyan was practically trying to strip them of their very foundation. Picking up from before, myriad flames assimilation, deflame deforing. Before the words coming from Xiaoyan's mouth could even spread, they were instantly drowned out by a thunderous roar that shook the heavens and earth. At this moment, the Dai Flame Phoenix and the Destruction Dai Lotus had already violently collided. A terrifying shockwave instantly swept across hundreds of thousands of miles. Due to the overwhelming destructive power of the attack, both Xiaoyan and the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor retreated in opposite directions away from the collision. A few breaths later, when the two had retreated nearly 100,000 miles and finally saw the center of destruction clearly, a smile appeared on the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor's face. Because the Dai Flame Phoenix was gaining the upper hand in its clash with the Destruction Dai Lotus. However, this advantage only lasted for a brief moment. The Destruction Dai Lotus suddenly began growing stronger and stronger. "What's going on?" Sensing something wrong, the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor focused on the two destructive forces. Upon probing, he discovered a terrifying truth. The Destruction Dai Lotus was actually devouring the power of the Dai Flame Phoenix. Seeing this, a faint smile gradually appeared at the corner of Xiaoyan's lips. In truth, he was taking a gamble. Xiaoyan knew that even with the addition of the Taishu Sacred Flame, it would likely be difficult to withstand the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor's final strike. So he needed to obtain additional power, and that power would be directly extracted from his opponent's attack. As the Destruction Dai Lotus absorbed enough energy from its fierce clash with the Dai Flame Phoenix, each of its lotus petals finally bloomed. What followed was a catastrophic explosion, detonating high above the ruins of the continent. High in the sky, the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor stared at the devastating scene in disbelief. He had never expected Xiaoyan to actually withstand his full-force strike. That was power, comparable to the peak of a high-level heavenly sovereign. At this moment, waves of flame still ravaged the abandoned continent below. The scale of this destruction was so immense that it alarmed countless experts across the Flame Spirit continent, and even neighboring continents could clearly witness it. Just as Fen Huang and the others were shocked by the scene, a voice transmission echoed in their minds from afar. It was from the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor. The message was simple. All high-ranking members of the Flame Spirit Clan are to immediately proceed to the abandoned continent. They must witness something important. Meanwhile, at the center of the ruined continent, the rumbling of destruction gradually subsided. The Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor and Tuoshe Ancient God. Tuoshe Ancient God stood suspended in the air. Moments later, Xiaoyan's figure finally appeared. Truly, the younger generation is to be feared, the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor said with a cupped fist. It seems we have lost this wager. No matter what Xiaoyan had successfully endured, the fourth move jointly executed with the ancient god. This junior was merely fortunate, Xiaoyan replied modestly. Then he turned to Tuoshe Ancient God and bowed. Successor Xiaoyan greets Senior Ancient God. The Ancient God smiled faintly. Back then, when I left my inheritance in the Dochi continent, it was merely a casual act. I never expected that the one to inherit it would be such an astonishing little fellow like you. At that moment, space around them distorted and a figure emerged. It was Fen Huang who had rushed over from the Flame Spirit continent. Soon after, dozens more figures appeared, all high-ranking elders of the Flame Spirit clan, summoned by the Ancestor. Greetings, Ancestor. Rise, the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor waved his hand. I called you here to witness something. I previously fought Xiaoyan here, yet I could not suppress him. Even when I joined forces with the ancient god Flame, we still could not defeat him. According to our agreement, he may take any one flame from the Flame Spirit Clan. Hearing this, Fen Huang and the elders all gasped. The Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor and the ancient god Flame were among the clan's strongest powers. Even individually, they could rival a high-level heavenly sovereign. Yet Xiaoyan had faced both alone and emerged unharmed. Fen Huang was the most shocked. He had fought Xiaoyan before, but now he could clearly feel. Xiaoyan's strength had nearly doubled. He had truly stepped into the high-level heavenly sovereign realm, which meant Xiaoyan hadn't even used his full strength in their previous battle. Xiaoyan, I am not one to go back on my word, the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor said. Choose any flame here. He waved his sleeve. A massive golden disc artifact flew over and hovered before everyone. On it, 5,000 flames danced like spirits upon candle-like pillars. However, Xiaoyan merely smiled and shook his head. None of these interest you. What about this one? The Ancestor then signaled a quasi-lower heavenly sovereign elder, the Great Elder. With a heavy expression, the Great Elder stepped forward. He gritted his teeth and waved his hand. The space before him trembled. In the next instant, a blazing flame burst forth, its form spiraling into existence. Countless starlight patterns were etched within it like fragments of a boundless night sky. As it appeared, the surrounding void dimmed, as if all light had been drawn into that single flame. It roared softly, yet carried the weight of countless stars. Xiaoyan's eyes flickered slightly, because he recognized it immediately. The 9th Heaven Star Flame, ranked 11th on the 100 million flame rankings, a heavenly flame born from the power of innumerable stars. It was said that wherever it burned, even the most sinister aura of the extraterritorial races would be forcibly suppressed. A flame of both destruction and purification, rare even among heavenly flames. The Flame Spirit Clan experts around them inhaled sharply. Even they could not hide the shock in their eyes. To casually present such a flame, the Ancestor's generosity had already exceeded all expectations. Well, the Flame Spirit Ancestor's voice echoed slowly, his gaze fixed on Xiaoyan. This is a supreme heavenly flame, ranked 11th. There was a faint pressure behind his words now, not anger but authority. A test, an expectation. Yet Xiaoyan still slowly shook his head. The movement was neither hesitant nor forceful, just a quiet, resolute denial, calm, almost indifferent. But in the silence that followed, it felt heavier than outright rejection. It was as if even the flame itself had been denied existence. The atmosphere instantly froze. The ninth heaven star flame flickered violently in mid-air, as though sensing the refusal, its starlight dimming for a brief moment. The expressions of the surrounding experts stiffened. Some frowned, some stared in disbelief. Others could not conceal the faint trace of anger rising in their eyes. Rejecting such a flame, was this arrogance or madness? The flame spirit ancestor's brows slowly drew together. For the first time, a trace of displeasure surfaced in his ancient gaze. The temperature of the surrounding space subtly dropped, and the invisible pressure grew heavier. He had already offered one of the top-ranked heavenly flames, yet this junior still refused without hesitation. Was he truly unaware of what he was turning down? Or was he aiming for something even greater? High above, the star-lit flame continued to burn, silent, proud, and unmatched. And below it, Xiaoyan stood unmoved, like a rock in the middle of a storm, his expression calm, his will unshaken. A faint pressure spread from his body, subtle yet suffocating, as his aged eyes narrowed slightly. He had already shown extraordinary generosity, and yet this junior still refused. For a brief moment, even the surrounding temperature seemed to drop. Then the ancestor turned his gaze toward Fen Huang. "Fen Huang, your flame." The words were simple, but carried unquestionable authority. Fen Huang's expression instantly changed. The color drained from his face in an instant. His flame ranked 5th on the heavenly flame rankings, a supreme existence among all flames, a power he had nurtured for countless years, one that was tied to his very soul. And now, it was being asked to be given away so casually. His fingers trembled slightly. A flicker of unwillingness, pain, and hesitation flashed through his eyes, but under the ancestor's gaze he did not dare to refuse. The surrounding Flame Spirit Clan experts all fell silent. They understood clearly. This was no longer just a matter of reward. This was the ancestor's will. Even a Heaven Supreme expert like Fen Huang had no right to defy it. Just as the atmosphere grew tense, Xiaoyan suddenly spoke. "I appreciate the ancestor's goodwill." His voice was steady, neither servile nor arrogant. It cut cleanly through the oppressive silence. Fen Huang froze. The ancestor's eyes flickered. Everyone turned to look at Xiaoyan. "But if I am truly allowed to take one flame..." Xiaoyan paused slightly. Then he slowly lifted his head. His gaze, calm, unwavering, and impossibly resolute, met the flame spirit ancestor directly. Then, aside from Senior Tuoshe, ancient god, I want nothing else. Silence. Absolute silence. For a split second, even the flowing flames in the heavens seemed to freeze. Then, a storm of shock erupted in every gaze. Every expert of the Flame Spirit Clan stared at Xiaoyan as if they had just heard something absurd. Some were stunned. Some were furious. Some even laughed in disbelief. Had they heard correctly? He rejected a top 5 heavenly flame, and instead dared to name Tuoshe Ancient Emperor. That was not merely a flame. That was the origin of all heavenly flames. A legend. A taboo. Even the flame spirit ancestor's expression changed. For the first time, a trace of genuine astonishment surfaced in his ancient eyes. Fen Huang stood frozen in place. The bitterness on his face hadn't even faded. Yet now it was replaced by something even more complex. Relief, shock, and an indescribable sense of absurdity. He had been prepared to lose everything. Yet Xiaoyan hadn't even looked at his flame. High above, the flames flickered silently, and at the center of it all, Xiaoyan stood with his hands behind his back, his figure straight as a spear, as if what he had just said was not madness, but inevitability. He rejected 5,000 flames, ignored the 11th-ranked 9th Heaven Star Flame, and even bypassed Fen Huang's flame. His target was the clan's supreme sacred flame, the ancient god flame. Xiao Yan was practically trying to plunder the entire foundation of the Flame Spirit clan.